Hello and welcome to Calhoun County's Most Wanted. I am not John Garlick. I am Susan Shipman, guest host for a few weeks. Here today with Captain Joey Stone from the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office, and so let's go with Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Previously on Most Wanted, Hallie Johnson has been arrested, so that takes our count to 5,191 to date.
That's correct. So we got one more this week. We need those calls to come in. If you recognize anybody on our Most Wanted, please call the Sheriff's Office. We want to keep that number rising, keep those people that need to answer for the things they've done, put in jail, and we'll come out and get them. If you'll call us, we'll come and we'll come find them. And
we haul.
That's what John says.
That's
You
what
call,
John
we haul. So if you'll call us, we'll be glad to come pick them up.
Yes,
so keep those numbers going up.
Having the community to assist us in collecting up the Most Wanted is a major thing, and you can do that anonymously. And so make the phone ring. Let's pick up those stragglers. So, you know, what's going on in the community now is there's a whole lot of graduations going on, and school's about to be out, and so there will be children with nothing to do in the afternoons all day long, actually.
That's right. Last week we talked a little bit about safety. You know, everybody's going on senior trips this week, graduation's coming up, so people will be out of school, young people will be going places. So we want, you know, the school-age kids, we want them to find activities for them to do. You know, idle hands are the devil's playground, so let's get them in VBS, let's get them in after-school programs, find something for them to do this summer, and, you know, don't just let them be getting into any mischief.
There you go. So help get the kids something to do. The Vacation Bible School is really excellent, and there are camps around the area, and so y'all reach out and see what you can find for your kids to get enjoying over the summertime. This portion of the lineup is sponsored by Abe's Ace Bail Bonds, 256-831-0074. We have Jason Johnson of Anniston, Alabama, failure to appear on possession of controlled substance. Tammy Acton, Wellington, Alabama, motion to revoke bond, possession of controlled substance. Isaac Russell, Anniston, Alabama, failure to appear, receiving stolen property first. Kevin Bush, Anniston, Alabama, probation violation, receiving stolen property first, 2 times, trafficking stolen identity. Tiffany Spanks, Anniston, Alabama, failure to appear, theft of property second. If you have any information about these cases, please call 1-833-251-7867. Hey, and so we're back, and if you saw anybody in the previous segment there that you recognize, please give the Sheriff's Office a call at 236-6600.
That's correct.
And remember, you call, we haul. Today we have a guest. Fred Smith is with us from the Community Foundation of Northeast Alabama, and we're going to talk a little bit about what our Community Foundation does for us. Hi, Fred.
Hi, Susan.
Welcome.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Captain Stone.
How you doing?
See you again.
You too.
Great to be here.
So tell us a little bit about what the Community Foundation does in our community and surrounding counties.
Well, the Community Foundation of Northeast Alabama, first let me say it's a privilege to be with you again to share some about what our Community Foundation does and the impact and the reach and the goals that we have as a foundation. The Community Foundation of Northeast Alabama, we focus on 3 things: effective donor philanthropy, impactful grant making, and community collaborative partnerships. We provide opportunities for organizations to expand and grow through our grant making. We provide opportunities for them to receive supplemental funding through our grant process, which is a competitive process, but it comes and it undergirds projects and programs that actually benefit the 9 counties that we serve. And for the most part, many of those organizations receive valuable assistance, which is translated into community help and community well-being. We also provide opportunities for people that are ready to leave lasting legacies through their charitable donations. They can also donate to us to focus on a particular organization, or they themselves can create a fund as an organization or as a person and leave a lasting legacy in the community. Those lasting legacies are vital to the ongoing support of many of the initiatives and programs and progress for our community. So we have scholarships, we have grant making, we have donor philanthropy. We have a host of initiatives that we use to support our community in a wide variety of ways, but they all fall under 3 main buckets: effective donor philanthropy, collaborative partnerships, and impactful grant making.
You know, I know that Second Chance has applied for grants through the Community Foundation and received those in the past, and we have a fund set up there also ourselves. It's the Joy Catherine Courtney Endowment Fund, and
Yes.
so, you know, I think that the Community Foundations having these funds that are focused on a particular topic, subject,
Yes.
that you know, through planned giving,
Yes.
people can give to the existing programs there, the existing funds, or create their own.
Absolutely. And we focus on donor intent. So whatever is in the mind, in the heart, and the will of the donor at the time of the creation of the fund is what we honor as a community foundation. So having endowed funds, which are funds that go into perpetuity, and then you also have non-endowed funds, which may spend out at some particular point in time. So you have 2 different options, and it's just based on your goals and your needs as an individual, as an organization, as a family, what you would like to do. And our goal is to assist you in accomplishing your goals and accomplishing your desires, not only for now, but for lasting generations to come.
And I know that the Community Foundation selects ways to invest our monies to make them grow for us. And I get a quarterly statement on our fund at the Community Foundation, and we see you know, the growth in, and can draw out funds along the way if we choose to also. And
Yes.
and so you know, informationally, it's really an excellent thing. The Community Foundation keeps us in touch with what's going on with our money.
Yes, and that's a great part of establishing a fund with us at the foundation. You get to benefit from the financial expertise of the Community Foundation, but as you mentioned, Susan, all the funds are pooled together, and as they are invested together, which creates a very large opportunity, or larger opportunity, for your fund to gain funds through the investment in the market. And then, of course, like you stated, there's a percentage of a fund that can be spendable. But that is all a part of what we do. We give you an opportunity to not only create what you want to create, use the purpose for why you want to create it, but then we help you to grow it. We help you to nourish it. We help you to keep it viable through our investments, and then we keep you current as to how well your fund is doing.
Absolutely, and that's extremely helpful. I know it is for us, because that's one less thing to think about.
Yes.
as a leader, as management of Second Chance. And so And we trust the Community Foundation, and generally speaking, our funds have grown except when everything else wasn't doing well. And
Right.
so we're very grateful for that, for the ease with which we can contribute and know that our money is safe.
Yes, and that's what we focus on intentionally, is to be transparent, is to be open, is to provide opportunities for our donors to have access to their information and to know what we're doing as a community foundation. So we are constantly using opportunities like this to share and enlighten the community on the great things that are happening at the Community Foundation. We use social media, we use the internet through our website. You know, I mean, every way that there's possible that we can share what we're doing. We want the community to know, because we see the work that we do as a valuable asset and resource for the 9 counties that we serve.
And indeed it is. We are going to look at some more criminals and be back with you in just a few minutes. Thank you, Fred.
All right, thank you.
This portion of the lineup sponsored by A1 Freedom Bail Bonding Incorporated, 256-236-7888. Heather Nelson, Alexandria, Alabama, probation violation, possession of controlled substance. Jeffrey Hollins, Anniston, Alabama, failure to appear, possession of marijuana first. Douglas Smith, Jacksonville, Alabama, motion to revoke bond, possession of controlled substance. Annie McClellan, Anniston, Alabama, failure to appear, possession of forged instrument second. Clifford McDonald, Anniston, Alabama, failure to appear, possession of controlled substance. If you have any information about these cases, please call 1-833-251-7867. Welcome back to Calhoun County's Most Wanted. We're here today with Fred Smith from the Community Foundation of Northeast Alabama, and we were talking about grant making, and then we also want to talk about community involvement. So, Fred, eligibility for grants and what's the process?
So to get a view of the excuse me, of the entire process, I would direct people to our website, which is cfnea.org, and click on the Receive tab, and then click on not-for-profit organizations, and you can get,
and it's all laid out
and it's
there.
laid out there. But for the sake of just to give you just a snippet of what we do and the process that we do it, our grant making, the goal is to provide opportunities and support for not-for-profit organizations, state organizations, even educational organizations, city organizations can apply with us. And the goal is to provide positive and lasting change in our communities now and for generations to come. So how does that happen? We support organizations that are supporting the community. Many times we find that the community have issues and need services and need projects and programs. Well, that's where you find the bulk of 501c3 organizations step into the place. They have a passion, they have a mission, they have a goal, they have a purpose. And what is their goal, purpose, and mission? It is to provide services for unmet needs. So our grant making, we provide opportunities for these organizations to get supported through a competitive process, but nonetheless it gives them the opportunity to receive grant funding. Our grant process is very detailed, very structured. It gives you an opportunity to qualify first as an organization, then second as a project or a program. Through going through our grant process will allow the organization to even grow as an organization simply because of the process that we have.
The requirements. There's a lot there, and you can't just be some fly-by-night group of people. Being established is important.
Absolutely, yeah, because we want to be very transparent, but we want to make sure that the dollars that we spend in the community are dollars that are used to create the change that we want to see as a whole organization. So our grantees, we actually see them as partners. We don't just see them as somebody that's getting a check from us.
Right.
We see them as partners because when they fulfill their mission, it's helping us to fulfill our mission. So together, we are helping to improve and provide sustainable and much needed resources for the community.
Our work with the Community Foundation has certainly bettered Second Chance in helping us do some of those things that are requirements of the grant application process, and so that has been growth for us, certainly.
Thank
so
you.
let's talk about a recent event that we had that Second Chance participated in, the Out of the Shadows conference.
Yes, the Out of the Shadows is actually one of those projects and programs, events that really shows the heart of our grant making. We stood behind this event, Out of the Shadows, which is also a great picture of collaborative partnerships because we have over 13 partners that come together to make this event possible. I'll call a few of their names. We have JSU, NAMI, Gadsden State, Highland Health, the Sheriff's Office is a part of it, RMC, Bradford, St. Michael's Regional Medical Center, and of course the Community Foundation. The foundation made a decision because of the need of mental health awareness, mental health treatment, and being able to provide services for the underserved and non-insured and underinsured as it relates to mental health, that this was a program through our grant making that we wanted to support. And we made a decision to make sure that this event happens yearly. So we just recently completed our 5th summit, which was held on May 12th at the Oxford Civic Center, where we had well over 250 participants. And the participants include practitioners, people, families that are dealing with somebody that's in treatment for mental health, consumers, those that are receiving treatment themselves, healthcare professionals, counselors, social workers. Your organization was there, Susan. John Garlick, who's the main host of this program, he did a presentation there, and he did an outstanding job. I did a presentation along with 2 other pastors, Laura Hutchinson and Bob McLean, and we focused on mental health and the church. And we talked about the disparities that often exist within the church because of the stigma that can often come because of what people see as a separation between spirituality and mental health treatment. And we showed that it really was one, it was really one. If you're gonna provide services for the human being, you need services for the whole man.
Absolutely. And you know, we know that right now everyone in the world is feeling trauma on top of trauma on top of trauma because of the pandemic that we are coming out of. And so mental health services and the availability and addressing that is so important now. Thank you, Fred, very much for being here. We appreciate all the information that you shared with us. Hope we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. And so now we're going to go to break, and we'll be right back with you. Crime Stoppers, between May 9th and May 13th of 2023, a residence on Jackson Trace in Ohatchee was burglarized. A stainless steel gas cooktop and an electric stove were stolen. Between May 10th and May 12th, 12 farm goats were taken from a residence on Halsey Road in Jacksonville. Between April 1 and May 18, 2023, a residence on McPherson Street in Oxford was broken into. If you have any information about these cases, please call 1-888-251-7867.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
The crazy criminal. How does that even happen that you leave behind your teeth?
Well, that's this crazy criminal this week. That's one thing we like to talk about. John, he really likes the crazy criminal stories that we come up with, and this week an individual, he decided to break into a residence, into somebody's garage, and steal some beer and partake in the beer while he was there. So he gets a little inebriated, and before he decides to leave, I don't know at what point he was drinking, he decided, well, I need to take my teeth out.
Oh my goodness.
So he takes his teeth out and lays them down somewhere, and the homeowner a couple days later finds these false teeth inside of his garage, and he's like, maybe I need to call the police back out here, because he had made a report because somebody had broken in and stole his beer. So he calls them back, says, hey, during the process somebody's left their teeth here. And so they got the teeth, and probably several different ways you can find out who those belong to. They probably got serial numbers on them and DNA and things of that nature. So they end up finding the individual, and he ends up getting arrested, and
Toothless.
he don't really remember the incident too much, So that's part of it, I guess.
That is super good. Well, I hope that everybody had a good look at the videos and the pictures that we offered up for Calhoun County's Most Wanted, and that you will call the Sheriff's Office at 236-6600. You call, we haul.
That's right. We don't want your information. We don't want your name. If you see anybody that's in our lineup, please call the Sheriff's Office. We'll send a deputy out to pick them up. We want to try to get these people off the streets and get them to answer for their crimes. Everything we need to do to make the justice system work the way it should. So just give us a call, and we'll be glad to come pick them up and take them to jail for you.
Excellent, where they're supposed to be. That's 236-6600. Thanks for joining us for this Calhoun County's Most Wanted. We will see you again. Thank you.